Hey guys, welcome for this second video of me reviewing the third upgrade units. And yeah, today we will focus on Rampart. This is the second turn I will cover them all, and also neutral units and artifacts. And yeah, let's dive into it. So first, I already built the Dryads. So the Dryads, I don't know how you pronounce it, Dryads. Yeah, I guess I will just go with Dryads. So the Dryads are 4th-tier units, you can see it because you produce them by 4 each week, just like a basic level 4 unit. And those units have 8 attack, 12 defense, 7 to 9 damage, 35 health and 6 speed. So overall, really just your average tier 4 creature, right? They do look really similar stat-wise to the Swordsman, although a bit faster. But yeah, they are solid, non-upgraded tier 4 units, and they also can fly, so this can be impactful. And also they have regeneration, right? So in early game, the units with regeneration are really strong. Even the Spectres are used in early game sometimes for their regeneration ability, and they only have 18 health. So having regeneration on a 35 health unit allows you to use this to your advantage when you wanna clear some not that strong mobs, but that you couldn't clear otherwise, you know? So this has to be kept in mind. And in terms of stack experience, they can reduce the enemy defense by up to 40, like the crossbowmen we saw in the previous video. They are immune to earth spells, so no implosion or meteor shower or slow. And they also have a dwarf type resistance, up to 40% chance to resist fully a spell. Now let's focus on the actual third upgrade. So I will pass my turn, and here I can right click again the capital, and we see that the cost here is different than for the castle. Obviously it's not gems but crystals, and it's not ores but wood, and it also costs only 20,000 gold instead of 22. We build it, and we have the Order of the Sun. Nice, all of those new units, isn't it beautiful? Yes, it is. So let's see the first upgrade unit, which is the Centaur Captain. So yeah, they do have the same name than the original ones, so it won't be easy for me to to say specifically about which one I'm referring to. So I will just say the OP version and the non-OP version, because this one is really an OP version. Yesterday we saw that the Royal Halberdier had really not such a large boost, it was just almost not even more tanky, a little faster, some more damage. Here it's just a game changer for the centaurs. See, they go from 10 health to 14. This alone is pretty crazy, right? 40% HP. But their damage also goes from 2 to 3 to 3 to 4. So on average 2.5 to 3.5 on average. That's like over 30% more damage. Their speed also goes from 8 to 10. That's crazy, 2 more speed points. And also they have +1 attack and defense, but this doesn't matter at all as much as the other stuff we just mentioned. Also they have Aura of Bravery. I'm not sure, I will be honest, I'm not sure what this does. I never experienced it so far. I guess the units around the Centaur Captains have a bonus to morale, I would say, because bravery often refers to morale in Heroes of Might and Magic. And they also, on top of all that, have jousting bonus, right? So that's +5% damage per hex covered. That's crazy. And when it comes to stack experience bonus, it's pretty much the same. Wait, they have champion distance bonus, but it's already included in their tooltips, right? So I guess they have it even without the stack experience. I guess that's the difference. But yeah, anyway, the difference in terms of stat is just crazy. It's crazy. They are so OP compared to the regular centaur captains. Next are the dwarves. They also benefit a very large upgrade. They go from 7 to 8 in both attack and defense, but most importantly, their damage and health is also largely boosted. They go from 3 average damage to 4, and they go from 20 health to 25. So that's 25% more damage and health, and they also gain 1 speed. 6 speed means that you can keep them in your army even in late game. It will not slow your hero too much, and it will, you know, move around in the battlefield pretty fast. And they also have 60% to just ignore enemy magic instead of 40%, and they have permanently bloodlust affecting them. So you can consider that they have 11? I don't know the tier of bloodlust affecting them, but at least 11 attack. And in terms of stack experience, they benefit from a permanent shield buff that goes from basic at expert tier up to advanced magic when they reach the ace tier. So that's also really big because you don't have to cast it on them, and dwarves being already pretty tanky by themselves, whenever they have shield on them, they are a huge pain to get rid of. So really, dwarves are much stronger. Now, the juicy units, right? The elves. Obviously, it's the same case than the marksmen. We hope it's not too much more OP than it already is, right, in the vanilla game. So let's see how they changed it. So they gain just +1 attack. Their minimum damage is changed, not their maximum, so that's interesting. It's the same that I said before about Bless. So this is not a big upgrade, only maximum damage is a big upgrade. They have the same health, even same speed. I'm quite surprised actually about that. And they also shoot twice, obviously, and they have no obstacle penalty. This doesn't mean no range penalty, so only in siege it will make a difference. And they get obviously no distance penalty at some point, but I guess Grand Elves... Oh no, Grand Elves do not. Okay, so that's a big upgrade. Yeah, it's actually the exact same than Crossbowmen, right? They ignore 40 defense, and at some point they gain no distance penalty and shoot close. So yeah. Oh, but they also have Iron Will, and that's crazy, right? No blind, no berserk, no hypnotize. So yeah, that's a very big difference with the crossbowmen, but it's actually almost the only difference, although they also get affected with basic up to... Oh no, it's just basic precision whenever they reach their 5th level of stack experience. So this is a nice buff. No, nothing crazy, right? It's only basic, but still it's nice. So overall, they almost not get upgraded at all until they do have their no distance penalty bonus. But before that, almost not an upgrade, and then of course a big upgrade. Next are the Pegasus. So they go from Silver Pegasus that we all know to Golden Pegasus, and that's, I don't know, to me that's cool because it only makes sense that the Silver Pegasus turn into Golden Pegasus someday, right? So it does make sense. It includes itself very well in the Heroes Might and Magic 3 flavor, I would say, so that's nice. In terms of statistic, they go from 9 attack to 10, alright, no big deal, +1 damage, both minimum and maximum, so that's pretty cool. That's like 14% more damage, something like that. But big deal is their health. They go from 30 to 40, right? So that's like 33% more health. And also they move much faster, although they were already really fast. They moved at 12 before, now they move at 15 speed. So that's crazy, both for initiative or just reaching the stack you want to reach in battle. They will basically hardly not reach any enemy you want. So that's really nice. In terms of special feature, right, they have no enemy retaliation, and obviously that's always a very big deal on any melee unit, and especially on fast unit like this. You can really harass the enemy with your fast units and just destroy them without suffering loss. So that's really a big deal, and obviously, as we were all expecting, we see a very fast flying creature with no enemy retaliation. We expect them to have at some point attack on return, and they do have it whenever they reach the veteran tier. So yeah, whenever they reach veteran tier, they are really strong. Obviously, they are like overjuiced harpies, right? So yeah, the harpies are not that strong in late game because they do not deal that much damage, but obviously harpies hit for 1 to 4, so hitting for 6 to 10 is very, well, just much better, right? So yeah, pretty solid unit, pretty solid upgrade. Nothing that's crazy, but still really solid upgrade. Now the Dendroids. The Dendroid soldiers turn to Elder Dendroids. First, I would like to stop and say how cool looking they are, right? It's a kind of different skeleton, maybe not skeleton, the same skeleton, but still, the tree added on top of them fits really well to me, so that's really cool looking, props for that. Other than that, let's focus on the stats. They gain plus 3 attack and plus 4 defense, so yeah, this does begin to be quite a big deal, right? And plus 2 damage too, so from 12 average to 14 average. They go from 65 health to 80, so that's really cool. And also they go from 4 to 5 speed. That's kinda disappointing though, because in late game, you know, third upgrade units, tier 5, you would expect them to be, you know, at least 6 to me, at least all the units. And they are only 5, so yeah, they will slow you down in late game. No matter how strong they are, they will slow you down, and they are not that OP, in my opinion, to justify a 5 speed. Also, they do benefit from regeneration, but I don't know. They tend not to get focused, right? So regeneration on them is less useful than on a stack that would get focused more often, I guess. Now, let's see their stack experience. They have a reduced defense enemy bonus, up to 40, like the elves and the crossbowmen we saw yesterday. They have an immunity to the enemy earth spells, just like the dryads. But also, what makes them shine, to me, is the summon. The ability to summon up to 100% of their own number of Dendroid guards, just like that, boom. Every 4th round, and it starts with 2nd round. I would like to mention that I don't know if they fixed it, but I don't know, not to my knowledge it's not fixed. The tactic round, so you know, the tactics ability lets you move your creature around and place them. It does count as a turn. So this means that if you have tactic, you place your creature the way you want. It's already the first turn, you press start battle, it's the 2nd turn. So just right when you finish your tactic turn, it will summon the stack of Dendroid Guard. So that's important to have in mind when you play with summoning creatures. Overall, a pretty solid unit, I would say, although the 5 speed is not totally justified to me. I don't think it's that imbalanced to give them 6 or even 7 speed. Maybe 7 is too much because they are Dendroids, right? They are meant to be slow, but I would have given them 6 speed personally, but it's okay. Now, the tier 6, the unicorns. The war unicorns turn to legendary unicorns. They have almost the same stats, just plus 1 attack compared to the plus 3 attack and 4 defense bonus of the Dendroids. That's quite surprising, but okay, let's see the rest. just +2 minimum damage. We just saw how not that impactful minimum damage was, so alright. But, however, they have +40 health from 110 to 150. It's quite a big deal. They do not cost a lot, just like, you know, the Holy Champions we covered yesterday. They costed 3000. Those one do not cost much more than War Unicorns, so it's only normal that they are not that more powerful. They also gain +1 speed though, and they also have the unlimited retaliation ability. So this, I guess, is a bit more useful than on the Griffins, right? Because they can blind, they are unicorns, so it's already scary enough to suffer, you know, one retaliation from a unicorn and potentially blinding your unit. So whenever you have to hit them 4 times and that they retaliate 4 times, you potentially have 4 stacks of unit blinded. So yeah, it does make sense on unicorns, I guess. Yeah, it's a clever way to implement the unlimited retaliation feature. And also about blind, they have a chance after the attack to blind the unit even more than the basic blinding attack, right? The basic blinding attack is 20%, and they have up to +30% chance to blind the enemy unit. So yeah, that's like 50% chance to blind the enemy unit. So when you couple that with the unlimited retaliation, they are really scary creatures. Just, you know, not for their raw strength, but their ability to blind your entire army, basically. So yeah, that's the main strength of those units, I would say. They are really good blinders. And finally, we have the Gold Dragon that turn to Diamond Dragons that turn to pure Diamond Dragons. So first, I would like to mention that Diamond Dragons in WoG are really strong. If you compare the Gold Dragons to the classic, we all know, tier 7 units upgraded, they are not as strong as the Diamond Dragons if you compare them to the tier 8 WoG units. The Diamond Dragons are really strong for many reasons. So let's see all of those reasons. First, they are immune to all spells, just like Black Dragon, so no implosion for them. Also, they can blind, which is a big deal, obviously. You have 20% chance to blind with them, as well as, we do not forget, those unicorn who can blind like crazy, so this synergizes really well with 3rd upgrade unit unicorns. And it's not the most broken thing about them, it's they have 100% chance to block up to 50% of any physical damage they are inflicted. So that's really completely busted. They have virtually 1000 health, right? Except if they are affected by enemy spells, but they have immune to all enemy spells. So unless the enemy has the orb that prevents you from being immune to anything, I forgot the name, Orb of Vulnerability, sorry. Well, unless the enemy has this artifact, they will never suffer any spell damage, so they effectively have 1000 HP. So that's really strong, and it's not even over. Okay, they can give magic, unicorn, magic aura, but who cares? They are receptive, so you can buff them although they are immune to all spells, so that's really completely busted. Obviously, those dragons are really strong. So I hope they do not buff them too much, because they might actually just become too OP, you know. So let's see. We see that they gain 14 defense and 300 health, so yeah. This coupled with their 100% chance to block a 50% damage, well, they basically have 1.6 thousand health. This is kinda ridiculous, right? But I mean, hey, it's tier 8 upgraded, right? And they did not buff that much the attack and the damage, so I think that's really cool. It makes them more defensive units than offensive units, although of course they are pure Diamond Dragons, so they hit like trucks, but still. And they also gain +4 speed, so that's relevant for the initiative, but also they have a, well, an effect similar to the mage's effect, which is hero spells cost less 5. So it can be useful for little spells, such as slow, shield and stuff that will become basically free, as well as big spells that you would spam in some occasion, like Clone and Resurrect, that will cost much less. A Resurrect is 16, if I'm not mistaken, and it would go down to 11, so that's a massive difference. So this can be useful in some cases, and other than that, they did not give any chance to the stack, to the stack experience bonuses, but as I said, I don't think it was necessary to change the stack experience bonuses. They are already OP enough, so good balance, not adding even more, I don't know, no enemy, retaliation, strike and return, etc. I think it's not needed, and if every unit have it, it will lose its flavor. Hopefully you don't hear my cat too loudly, and I'm sorry if it's the case. And finally, the Oak Dryads. So they are the upgrade version of the basic Dryads, still tier 4 units, right? Just upgraded. So one more attack, one more defense if I'm not mistaken. A tight more damage, I think it was 7 to 9, so it's 8 to 9, so no big deal. 35 health did not change, and plus 1 speed, but they can summon Stump Rider from a dead ally, and I will show you guys what I mean by it is buggy in my opinion. I never successfully used this, I tried for the video and I will show you guys in a second. So yeah, Stump Rider are tier 4-ish units, maybe tier 3 upgraded. They are kinda slow, 35 HP melee units, and yeah, they are kinda like Iron Golem, you could say, I mean stat wise. So yeah, it's not that crazy, but it could be useful, but I never successfully used the ability. It says that the Oak Dryad is out of mana, but if we check the stack experience, yep, there is nothing new. It's like the basic Dryad. So yeah, the upgraded version, if you cannot make the Stump Rider summoning, well, effective, it's almost useless. So yep, not that crazy. See, here is the bug I'm mentioning about the Oak Dryads not being able to resurrect fallen allies. I don't know if it applies only to specific creatures or something like that, but anyway, it reads the Oak Dryads have exhausted their spell points. Alright, and that's about it for the Rampart Town, guys. Hopefully you guys liked it. I really do like what they did with the faction. The dragons are really well balanced and interesting, really cool. The unicorns, the retaliation aspect fits really well with the unit. Only downside I would say is giving 5 instead of 6 speed to the Dendroids, but I mean the art certainly makes up for it, so it's all good. The Golden Pegasi looks cool and they make sense, right? After silver you have the golden, really cool unit. Sharpshooter elves are almost not stronger than Grand Elves, we all know, so that's nice in terms of balancing. And the tier 1 and 2 units are much more stronger than their original counterparts, but although they are tier 1 and 2, you can only access them in late game because you have to build your Order of the Sun, so it's not that bad to have some really powerful tier 1 and tier 2, because let's be honest, those Centaur captains are like upgraded tier 2 unit, almost tier 3 unit, like they are really strong. But I mean, they do not have their OP tier 6 like the castle, so why not having really strong tier 1 and 2 that you can use even late game? It doesn't bother me at all. So once again, really good job, Crazy Town. Hopefully you guys liked it. See you guys for the next one. I guess it will be tower, right? I'll just do it in order, so yep. See you guys for the next one. Ciao.